Region experiences second earthquake and several aftershocks after 7.3 magnitude tremor in Venezuela. And in sport, St. Lucia Stars fall to their fifth defeat of the 2018 Caribbean Premier League. I'm Nicole Best, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, August 22nd. I'll be back with the details after the break.
It's not cooked all the way through, it's just seared. I mean, I just cooked it on all four sides and even the ends. And I'm going to put that right there. And I just want to get my heat back on. And I'm going to continue cooking in the pan. I'm like the king of one pan, okay? It's not going to infuse any other flavors that I don't want in the dish because it's all the same.
In New York, we have a special protection afforded to people who work at heights. It's called the Labor Law 240 section. And it protects a very small number of workers, but who face very serious injury potentials, and those people working at heights. And it's been a strict liability statute essentially for the last 100 years. And right now, pending in Albany are bills suggested by pro-insurance company legislators to loosen that protection.
Less than 24 hours after a 7.3 earthquake hit the region, a 5.9 tremor was felt around 9:30 this morning. Yesterday afternoon, an earthquake with its epicenter near Venezuela rocked the Eastern Caribbean and Guyana, causing major infrastructural damage primarily in Trinidad and Tobago. Several buildings across the Twin Island Republic have been damaged, and a number of government buildings in Port of Spain remain closed today. Several cars were also crushed by fallen walls, but there have been no reports of deaths in any of the countries affected by the quake. The Trinidad-based Seismic Research Center of the University of the West Indies says this morning's quake was located 10.6 degrees north and 62.8 degrees west at a depth of 80 kilometers. It was felt 40 kilometers east-southeast of Carúpano in Venezuela and north-northeast of Maturin, also in Venezuela. The center is warning the country to be on the alert for more aftershocks. In a live Facebook post shortly after yesterday's earthquake, seismologist Dr. Joan Lachman said more earthquakes can be expected in the coming hours and possibly days, and has warned residents to remain alert.
Once the shaking gets above 20 to 30 seconds, that is when buildings begin to be damaged. So you need to seek protection for a significant time if it's a big earthquake. We said before, if you can get out of the building safely, you're on a ground floor, the door is there, the field is there, away from the building, do that. If you're in the building, you should stay in the building, do not try to move. If you try to run during a big earthquake, you can't do that effectively and you injure yourself just by trying to run.
Several fake social media accounts have been set up in the name of St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, prompting authorities to warn the public to be on guard. Senior Communications Officer Nicole MacDonald told reporters officials are increasingly concerned about several reports of fake accounts on Instagram and on Facebook. She said the accounts have been sending direct messages to individuals who have responded by divulging requested information. MacDonald insists the Prime Minister would not be requesting financial or any such information from anyone, and she asks people to be vigilant. MacDonald also urged members of the public not to respond to messages from the fake accounts. There have been no cases of gastroenteritis at Sandals in the Bahamas following an outbreak at the resort earlier this month, which affected both guests and staff. According to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, the hotel has diverted large groups of guests to other hotels as it continues to try to get the outbreak under control. We get more in this ZNS Network News report.
In a statement Monday night, the Ministry of Health noted that after being notified on August 7th about the outbreak, professionals from the surveillance unit and a team from the Department of Environmental Health Services visited the Cable Beach property to investigate as well as conduct tests. The ministry says due to the immediate response by the relevant government agencies, management, and staff at Sandals Royal Bahamian, who implemented additional hygiene measures, there has been a significant decline in the number of reported cases. The Ministry of Health says it will continue to monitor the situation. As Health Minister, Dr. The Honorable Dwayne Sands previously noted, less than 100 people had been treated for symptoms including nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
And Britain says it will formally apologize to 18 members of the Windrush generation who were forced to leave or detained because they were not issued with documents when they came to the country from the Caribbean after World War II. The 18 people were identified during a detailed review of 11,800 cases of removals, detentions, and compliant environment measures affecting Caribbean nationals. The review identified evidence which suggests that the 18 came to the UK from the Caribbean before 1973 and stayed there permanently, but were unable to prove their continuous residence in the country. Of the 18 people, 11 voluntarily left the UK, while the remaining 7 were detained but subsequently released. The Home Office has also far been in contact with 14 of the 18 and said it will continue its efforts to reach out to the remaining 4 people to put them in contact with the task force. The Home Office said they will be directed to a compensation scheme once it has been established. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. St. Lucia Stars crashed to an embarrassing 7-wicket defeat to St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots after they were dismissed for the 3rd lowest ever total in Caribbean Premier League history last night. Just 5 days after amassing a record 226 against Barbados Tridents, Stars slumped to a new low. They were bowled out for 69 in the 13th over after being sent in to bat first at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Stars were undone by man of the match left-arm speedster Sheldon Cotterill, who claimed 3 for 14, while 18-year-old Nepalese leg spinner Sandeep Lamichan and Afghanistan off-spinner Mahmudullah supported with 2 wickets apiece. In reply, the visitors required just 8 overs to reach their targets. The defeat for the Stars was their 5th in 6 outings, and it left them bottom of the 6th-team standings on 2 points with just 4 matches remaining. Patriots, meanwhile, notched their 2nd win in 4 matches and lie 4th on 4 points. Preparations for the eagerly anticipated ICC Women's T20 World Cup are on schedule as the region prepares to host the event in November. Head of operations for the event, Bashk, expressed satisfaction following a recent visit to all 3 venues by officials from the Tournament Secretariat, the International Cricket Council and Cricket West Indies. He was also full of praise for the governments and cricket boards of the 3 territories hosting matches for the November 9th to 24th marquee event. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Until then, do have yourselves a good afternoon.